Yes, the smell of the mouth of a fasting person is better than musk in the sight of Allah. This is basically indicating, means that Allah is pleased with the fasting one, with the fasting person. So this is an indication that Allah is pleased with the fasting person. Who else? Ali.
Intercession on the day of judgment.
What?
Intercession.
Intercession in the day of judgment? What is, how did you come up with this?
Abu Umama reported.
Abu Umama.
Umama reported that the Prophet Muhammad and blessings be upon him said, I don't know if this is strong. Fasting is a shield and just fortress against them.
Okay, that's a good reward. Fasting is a shield.
Wait, let me continue. It will intercede to a person on the day of resurrection, saying, "Oh Lord, I prevented them from this food."
Yes, good, mashallah. So fasting intercedes for the. So you mentioned two. Fasting intercedes for the Muslim to save him or her from the punishment. And then you mentioned another one. Fasting is a shield from hellfire. Yeah, what do you want to say, Fatima? It removes all your sins. Yes, of course. Right? It removes past sins. Okay, there's more, right? But let's say this is good enough for now. Does anybody want to say one more?
There's increased good deeds in the month of Ramadan.
Okay, I tell you what I am thinking. One more is
the angels will surround you.
The angels will what? Surround you. Okay. I don't know, but okay. So that's good. This is good. These are 5 here, right? There's more, but it has to be a reward, right? We are talking about a reward. Okay, so now we concluded the chapter of fasting. You guys have a quiz. It's posted online. And you need to solve it by next Sunday, okay?
Aren't you doing the quiz in class?
No, the quiz is on the classroom. You just.
It's open notes.
But can I do it now?
I can do it and submit it. No, don't do it right now. Don't do it. We'll do it later because we have a class now, okay?
It's open notes.
Because
take home.
Do you want it open notes or close?
Open.
Well, I mean, it's take home, so it's.
Yeah, it's gonna be open.
Okay. Open notes is fine. Open notes is okay. Okay? Okay, now we're talking about something else now, okay? We're talking about other good deeds in Ramadan. So we start talking about Taraweeh. The first thing is Taraweeh. Taraweeh is a special night prayer in the month of Ramadan. And the Prophet ﷺ said, whoever prays at night in the month of Ramadan, all his past sins are forgiven, right? Whoever prays in the night of Ramadan, all his past sins are forgiven. So Taraweeh is a special night prayer in the month of Ramadan. It is 20 rak'ah. Taraweeh is 20 rak'ah. Okay? It has to be prayed in units of 2. Units of 2 rak'ahs. You cannot pray it in more than units of 2, okay? It has to be prayed in 2 units of 2 rak'ahs, okay? It is recommended to pray it in jama'ah, in congregation, in the masjid. It's recommended to pray it in congregation in the masjid. Okay? A brief kind of, let's say a brief break between each 4 rak'ahs is recommended.
How long is brief?
As short as you can read, maybe sort of Qul Huwallahu Ahad 3 times. At most, between 1 and 3 times. But there is a tasbih that is recommended between these 4 rak'ahs, but we will not find it for today. Okay, so this is Taraweeh. In order to get the full reward of Taraweeh, which is the forgiveness of the past sins, you need to pray. If you want to be sure about that, inshallah, very highly, it is recommended to pray the whole 20 rak'ahs. Okay? Any questions? Because we move to something else. After Taraweeh, we move to something else. Okay. What is the next thing? I think the next thing is Itikaf, right?
That's what it says in the slide.
Yeah. Yeah. Itikaf. Next is Itikaf. So Itikaf basically. So next thing is Itikaf. We're talking about Itikaf next. Itikaf is an act of worship. It's an act of worship of devoting your time for Allah in the masjid, right? And it has two conditions, right? In order for your itikaf to be valid, you need to have two conditions. This is it's a recommended sunnah and it's highly recommended in the last 10 nights of Ramadan. So let's write something about itikaf. Highly recommended sunnah in the last 10 days of Ramadan. But it is yeah.
Can you do itikaf anytime else?
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say next. It is possible, or it is permissible, let's say, permissible to intend itikaf anytime you enter the masjid. Okay. So it has two pillars. Two pillars. What are the pillars of itikaf? Number one is intention. You intend to itikaf. Itikaf means what? It means that you are devoting yourself for the worship of Allah. Itikaf means what? You are devoting yourself for the worship of Allah. You are devoting yourself for the worship of Allah. Okay? Clear? Itikaf is what? Itikaf is devoting yourself for the worship of Allah. And it has two pillars, two rukn, right? Number one is making intention. And number two is what? Staying in the masjid. Number two is staying in the masjid. Then it's the recommended practices during itikaf is remembrance of Allah, praying, reading Quran, right? So let's recommended practices. Recommended practices during itikaf are a remembrance of Allah. What does remembrance of Allah mean? What do you do? Adhkar, yes. What's that? Like example of remembrance of Allah is what? Saying Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah. Reciting Quran. Praying. Making dua. These are the recommended actions during itikaf. And when you do itikaf, you're not supposed to exit the masjid once one does not prematurely exit the spiritual retreat. One has vowed to make except for the sake of human needs. For example, going to the bathroom, or an excuse like sickness or menstruation, which prevents one from remaining in the mosque, right? Intercourse invalidates spiritual retreat. Intercourse invalidates spiritual retreats. And this is mentioned, is i'tikaf mentioned in the Quran? It is mentioned in the Quran. In Surah Al-Baqarah. Okay? ولا تباشروهن وأنتم عاكفون في المساجد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. In Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah says, وحل لكم ليلة الصيام رفث إلى نسائكم هن لباس لكم وأنتم لباس لهن علم الله أنكم كنتم تختانون أنفسكم فتاب عليكم وعفى عنكم. And till the end of the verse, it's a verse in Surah Al-Baqarah that Allah says basically that it talks about i'tikaf in this verse. Okay, so for i'tikaf is valid for both men and women, brothers and sisters. Both can do i'tikaf in the masjid. And according to the Shafa'i school, you cannot do i'tikaf outside the masjid. Okay, you cannot do i'tikaf outside the masjid. But for the Hanafi school, if for ladies especially, they are allowed to do i'tikaf at home if they have a special place for salah. If they have, for example, a special room for salah. If they have a special room for salah that they don't use for anything else, so we'll write this actually. Or if they have a special corner for salah, then they do i'tikaf in that corner. So this is the last point to write about i'tikaf, inshallah. Or
For Hanafi?
yeah.
But how is it relevant?
If you want to take this opinion, it's if ladies want to take this opinion, it's valid. It's a valid opinion. Okay? For Hanafis, it is permissible for women to do i'tikaf in the masjid at home, which is a special place designated for salah at home. If you have a special place at home that is designated for salah, women only can do i'tikaf in that place. Okay?
Can you do it in the musalla? Can you do it in the, like, not a full masjid?
No, you cannot. Women can do it in the musalla. Men cannot do it in the musalla. It has to be a masjid, a masjid place. So even like you are not supposed to go, for example, in this wudu area, on this shoes area, you're not supposed to leave the masjid at all. I remember Brother Amanullah, when he used to do i'tikaf, he used to, if he has a phone call or something, maybe it's related to business or something, he puts his head outside. And the Prophet ﷺ, when he used to do i'tikaf, he used to sit in the masjid. And for example, his wife wants to come here or something, so the Prophet ﷺ's house was next to the masjid, so he used to put his head outside, but his body stays in the masjid. So you're supposed to restrict yourself in the masjid during i'tikaf, okay?
What's the minimum time period for i'tikaf?
There's no minimum time. Even 1 second is valid.
Can only be done during Ramadan, right?
It can be done outside Ramadan also.
So can we intend like this class to be done
Yes.
for i'tikaf?
Yes, you can intend this class to be i'tikaf.
Will we have this class during Ramadan? Will this continue during Ramadan?
Yes, inshallah.
Will we have a discussion about it?
I don't know. You have to ask other names. I think there's no discussion problem. But Sundays will continue. Okay? So that's i'tikaf. Any questions regarding Taraweeh or i'tikaf? Okay, we'll move after that to the day of Eid. MashaAllah, we're doing well. the two Eids. Okay. So the Eid prayer is an emphasized sunnah, right? Is emphasized sunnah. It is one of the highest recommended sunnahs. What is the highest recommended sunnah? What is the highest recommended sunnah ever? The one that actually you should all. Yes, mashallah. Good. Raise your hand next time, okay? Yes, so witr is the highest recommended sunnah. What is the second highest recommended sunnah? That the Prophet ﷺ didn't leave ever when he traveled and he went before Eid. No. Well, the Eid prayer is highest is highest recommended sunnah in Jama'ah. Yes, so the Eid prayer is the highest recommended sunnah in Jama'ah. But there's another highly recommended sunnah that the Prophet ﷺ didn't leave when he traveled also. The sunnah of
praying sunnah.
which sunnah?
Sunnat al-Fajr.
Yes. Good, inshallah. Sunnat al-Fajr. Sunnat al-Fajr and Witr are the highest recommended sunnahs, okay? And then Eid prayer. Eid prayer is very, very highly recommended. And according to Ahnaf, it is wajib. It is wajib. It is, you have to do it. If you don't do it, you are sinful. Any, shall I, is? So Eid prayer. So whatever I'm writing in the board, it's not in the book, right? And this is what's in the book. So what I'm writing in the board is additional information. So you need to copy, okay? So for Eid prayer, it is highly recommended in congregation. How to write congregation? C-O-N-G-R.
I think it's Eid.
Eid.
What's congregation?
Congregation in Jama'ah.
I think it's G-A-T-I-O-N. I'm not sure.
Okay. It's highly recommended in congregation, but also permissible individually.
It's not sunnah to do it at the masjid?
It is sunnah to do it in the masjid. And this is from Mufradat al-Shafa'i. This is according to Shafa'i opinion, it is sunnah to do it in the masjid. It's better to do it in the masjid. According to the other three madhabs, it's better to do it in an open area, in the desert. Yes.
So if part of the people praying are in the masjid, or part of the people praying are not in the masjid, would that
It's valid.
would only the people who are in the masjid get the reward of praying in the masjid, or would the people who are outside of the masjid also get the reward of praying in the masjid?
Allahu A'lam, I don't know. But basically, you as long as you intend, you get the reward, inshallah.
Is this for both Eids?
For both Eids. It's highly recommended in congregation, but it is permissible individually. It is sunnah to do it in the masjid. You can make it up if you miss it. You can make it up if you miss it. if you miss the Eid prayer, you should make it up at home. Okay? The Eid prayer, how to pray the Eid prayer? The Eid prayer consists of 2 rakahs. The first rakah, the Imam says Allahu Akbar 7 times in addition to the opening Allahu Akbar. Right? So you say Allahu Akbar. The Imam says Allahu Akbar, starts the prayer. And then says Allahu Akbar 7 times in addition to the opening prayer. Okay? In the second prayer he says 5 times in addition to the one for rising. He says 5 times in addition to the one of rising. Takbirat in Salatul Eid should be done loudly for both the Imam and the followers. Okay? Listen, this is here treasures. This is sunnah. This sunnah that many people don't know about. So learn this. So you should say Allahu Akbar, and the people following should Allahu Akbar 7 times. Okay? This is, as I mentioned, whatever in the slide is in the book. Whatever in the board is not in the book. So you need to copy in the board. Okay? So you say Allahu Akbar, and between each 2 takbiras, between each 2 takbirah, hands should be placed on chest, basically under the chest bone, right? And Musalli should make tasbih. Okay? So you should say Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar. But this, you say, don't say it loudly. Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar 7 times, and then the second rakah 5 times. Okay? And you put your hands on your chest between each 2 takbiras, and you raise your hands when you are saying the takbir. In the 7 times, you raise your hands. So in takbirat al-salah should be loudly, both for the Imam, and hands are raised, right? Hands are raised in each takbir. In each takbir. Okay? You raise your hands, you say Allahu Akbar loudly. You raise your hands, you say Allahu Akbar loudly, then you place your hands in your chest, say Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, then you do it again 7 times. Okay? It's clear? Okay. After the salah, the Imam should give 2 sermons, 2 khutbah, like similar to Salat al-Jum'ah. Similar to Salat al-Jum'ah, and he sits between the 2 khutbahs. Okay, the Imam should give 2 khutbahs and sits between the 2 khutbahs. Okay, sits between the 2 khutbahs. And the difference between this and Salat al-Jum'ah is Salat al-Eid, you start the khutbah, the Imam should start the khutbah with saying Allahu Akbar. First khutbah starts with saying Allahu Akbar 9 times, and second khutbah starts by saying Allahu Akbar 7 times. So if you start, the Imam starting the khutbah, right? I don't say, if you are starting Jum'ah, I say Inna alhamdulillah, right? Nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu, all that, right? Salat al-Eid, you don't start it like that. Khutbah al-Eid, you don't start it like that. Khutbah al-Eid, you started with Allahu Akbar. You say Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar 9 times. Okay, the Imam starts with Allahu Akbar 9 times in the first khutbah and with 7 times in the second khutbah. And if you see somebody doing that, then you know that this person is following the sunnah. If you see somebody doing that, then you know that this person knows how to give the khutbah of Eid and he's following the sunnah.
Does that differ amongst madhabs?
It does not actually, surprisingly.
What?
There's no difference. Even Ahnaf, they say the same thing. You have to, suppose, say Allahu Akbar 9 times and Allahu Akbar 7 times in the second khutbah. It's sad that many people don't know these sunnahs, but there's no difference amongst madhabs in this. It's no.
Is there anything else that's valid though?
It's valid. It's valid. The khutbah is valid as long as you have 2 khutbahs. It's valid. Now these takbirat, and these are all what we're saying are sunan. Okay, all this. So the takbirat, and khutbah are both sunnahs. Salah is valid.
Takbirat and what?
And khutbah. Salah is valid without them. So if the Imam makes a mistake in the takbirat, you don't have to correct them. It's okay. If he makes a mistake in counting, for example, the salah is valid, right? If the Imam makes a mistake in counting the takbirat, the salah is valid. He doesn't have to repeat the salah or anything. If he misses the takbirat completely, the salah is still valid. Okay? Yeah. If the Imam, there's a tafsila, there is a detail, an important detail that many people don't know also. If you start saying Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, so you started al-Fatiha, and you miss the takbirat, you cannot come back to the takbirat. Right? If you start saying Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, you started Surah Al-Fatiha and you forgot the takbirat, you cannot come back to the takbirat, right? Why? Because the takbirat are sunnah and Fatiha is what? Fard, right? You cannot come back from fard to sunnah, right? So if you start Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, you cannot come back to a takbirat if you miss the takbirat. If you got the takbirat right, then it's fine. Okay. One says the customary litanies, takbir, starting at the sunset. Sunset, I think this is a typo, right? At the sunset preceding each Eid, continuing until the Imam commences the prayer. During Eid al-Adha, one says after obligatory prayers, beginning the day of Arafah, and continuing until the mid-afternoon prayer on the last days of Tashriq, 13th of the Hajj. That's valid, right? So takbir, you say the takbirat first of all. When do okay? Let's learn this. So this is everything about the Eid prayer, but I will add now about the sunnah of takbir, right? The other outside the prayer. Any questions here, or shall I erase? Yes. Okay. Okay. So, takbirat, outside, salah, on the days of Eid. Or in the days of Eid? Should be in the days of Eid or on the days of Eid? Okay. Two types. There are two types. نسيت الوضع المقيد. Restricted and unrestricted. Okay. So restricted after each salah from the morning Fajr, from the Fajr of the 9th of Dhul Hijjah till Asr of 13th of Dhul Hijjah. Okay? From the morning prayer, so after the morning prayer on the 9th of Dhul Hijjah till the Asr of, after each Salah, you do takbirat. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Walillahi alhamd. You do it after each Salah on the 9th of the Hijjah till the Asr of the 13th of the Hijjah. What's special about these days? What's the 9th? The 9th of the Hijjah is called what? Who knows? The day of 9th of the Hijjah. Yawm Arafah. Or Yawm Arafat. Yeah. So 9th is day of Arafah. What about the 10th? 10th is what? Yeah, somebody other than me. 10th of the Hijjah is what? What do you call the 10th of the Hijjah? 10th. 10th of the Hijjah. Guys.
Eid.
Eid al-Adha. Yes. 10th is Eid al-Adha. What about 11th to 13th? It's part of Eid, but we call them because let's see if anybody knows first. Anybody knows what they are called? They are called days of Tashriq. Days of Tashriq, 11th to 13th, they are called days of Tashriq. What does Tashriq mean? Do you know? Tashriq is, do you know what's Sharq? What is a Sharq? Does anybody know Sharq and Gharb? Sharq, Gharb? Yes. Sharq is east and Gharb is west, right? Tashriq means to put something in the sun when it rises. So basically, when they slaughter the animal, they put the meat in the sun, or they put the animal in the sun or the skin of the animal in the sun to clean up everything, you know. So they call these days of Tashriq, right? What animal am I talking about? Do you guys know what animal I'm talking about? The Udhiyah, right? The Udhiyah. And the Eid al-Adha is supposed to slaughter an animal, right? So that's animal, they put it in the sun.
It can be anything. It can be anything.
No, it's only one of 4 types.
Cow.
It can be either sheep,
Goat.
goat, cow,
Camel.
or camel. Right? It has to be one of these 4 types. Goat. You say goat, she said goat. Sheep, goat, ram, cow or camel. Alright, what's that?
It's like a
Fish.
It's a pig.
It's like a
It's a pig, right?
no.
What's
Ram
that?
is like a goat.
Oh, okay, go. Oh, okay.
It's
It's
like
like
It's
wild
kind of
goat.
like a, it's kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a-
we can do that. Any white goat is fine. Llama is kind of a camel. Yeah.
I don't know horse. It's kind of a camel.
No, horse is not a kind of camel. Horse is like a shifting horse and camel.
what about llama and camel? Llama's kind of like a sheep, I think.
Maybe. I don't know.
Alpaca.
What is that?
Same thing as a
That's like
llama.
the lima, the llama.
Okay, unrestricted takbir. Anytime. Oh, what happened here? Unrestricted takbir is any time after the sunset of the day of Eid, which is basically the day preceding Eid, till the Imam starts the Salah. That's for Eid al-Fitr. Again, what's Eid al-Fitr again? When does it happen? Wait.
Wait, it's the one. Is it the one after Ramadan or the one in the?
What do you think? Is it the one after Ramadan or
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
It's the one after Ramadan, yes. One Ramadan. Do you know what Islamic day is it? Which month? Eid al-Fitr is which month? It happens in which month? Which Islamic month? Does anybody know? Yes.
Shawwal.
Shawwal. Which day of Shawwal? Let somebody else answer. Abdul Rahman. Huh? First day of Shawwal, right? So Eid al-Fitr is first day of Shawwal. So you do unrestricted takbir. So anytime from the sunset till the Imam starts, you're supposed to do takbir. And for Eid al-Adha, all the days of Eid and Tashriq. All the days of Eid and Tashriq. That starting sunset of Eid. Or even before that, but at least starting sunset. Or starting the day of Arafah. Yeah. Okay, so these are the two types of takbirat that you're supposed to do. In the day of Eid, what else? What other practices are there? Let me see what I have for 5 minutes. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I think that, let's cover what other sunnahs during the day of Eid. Let's see, anybody copying?
No.
Okay,
Wait, I'm
okay. Other sunnahs in the day of Eid. Reese, okay?
Yeah.
Other sunnahs during the day of Eid. Who can tell me other sunnahs during the day of Eid? Huh? Yes, Ali. Huh?
Treating your family with
Connecting to your relatives.
yeah.
Connecting to your relatives. Okay, good. And you had something to say? You got something?
Giving gifts.
Huh?
Giving gifts.
Giving what?
Giving gifts.
Giving money.
Giving gifts. Okay. Giving gifts.
Giving money.
Giving money to the kids. Yeah.
Having fun.
That's right. Okay. Dressing.
Water. I'm not writing it.
Dressing up. Right?
wearing perfume.
Huh?
Wearing
Wearing perfume. Or
Also.
yes, mashallah. Who said that?
Mu'ad.
Good job, Maad. Wearing perfume, but we have to be careful about perfume, right? So for women, perfume has to be not
strong.
not strong to be smelled by others. By others at a distance. Making ghusl. This is very important sunnah. And we talked about it when we were talking about tahara, right? Making ghusl. When does the ghusl start on the day of Eid? When are you supposed to? When it's valid?
After Maghrib, the day before.
No.
After
In the
Fajr.
morning, after
After Fajr is definitely, but when does it start?
Oh,
After
sorry.
making ghusl. After midnight. Midnight
What?
and
Okay.
in the day before Eid and before Salatul Eid. And this is highly recommended. Okay. So when does ghusl start for Eid?
After midnight.
After midnight. What about Jum'ah? For Jum'ah, when does the ghusl start?
After Maghrib.
No.
After Fajr.
Yes, after Fajr. For Jum'ah, after Fajr. And for Eid, after midnight. So you can do it before Fajr. But it has to be after the midnight. Okay? If you make ghusl after Maghrib and you go to sleep, then you wake up, you know. But anyways, for Eid also same thing. But it's valid anyways. For Eid, it's valid after midnight. For Jum'ah, it has to be after. Okay. Oh, there's another sunnah that I wanted to mention is going to Eid prayer from a path and returning home from a different path.
That's Sunnah?
Yes.
Okay.
And returning home from a different path. So when you go to Eid prayer, you go from a certain path and you return from a different path when you return home. Okay?
Isn't there one that eats a date before?
Yes, mashallah. For Eid al-Fitr. For Eid al-Fitr. It is sunnah to eat dates before Salat al-Eid. For Eid al-Adha, it is sunnah to delay breakfast after Salah.
For Eid al-Fitr?
For Eid al-Fitr, it's sunnah to eat dates before you go to the Salah. For Eid al-Adha, it's sunnah to delay your breakfast after Salah. Okay? And it's sunnah to eat from your meat. If you can eat from your meat, the meat of the animal that you slaughtered, that would be ideal, right? Eat from the animal that you slaughtered. Can we stop the camera? We're done with the class. Yeah.
How can you eat from the meat of the animal you slaughter? Because once you slaughter, like, on the...
What?
How can you eat from the animal you slaughtered on Eid al-Adha, like, right after the Eid?
After the Salah,
Yeah.
after the Salah, you go slaughter the animal,
Yeah.
and you take usually they take the liver out, and they cook it and they eat it. That's but of course, here you have to wait for a long time, so you just eat. You just eat. You don't wait, because usually at the time of the Prophet they used to slaughter by themselves, and the animal is just waiting outside, and they just slaughter. Even like back home, that's what we do. We eat breakfast. So like Eid Salah is very early, 6 o'clock maybe, or even before that, and we just go home. We slaughter by 8 o'clock. We are eating our animal. So we are having breakfast at 8 o'clock.
It's already cooked?
Hmm?
The liver already cooked?
Yeah, it's good. Okay, inshallah. We stop here, inshallah.